Good evening, everyone. A few years ago, I read about a single mother facing homelessness whose childcare arrangement failed her the morning of a final job interview. Out of options, she made the tragic choice to leave her young children in a hot car while she attempted to secure the job in order to better the life of her family. She returned to the parking lot following the interview to find her vehicle surrounded by the police. Her children had been hospitalized, and she was jailed and charged with felony child abuse. As I have traveled around the country with my father, stories about the hardships caused by our existing childcare system, one that is too expensive, too outdated, and too inaccessible, come up time and time again. Just last week, I spoke with a military spouse who recounted the vicious cycle responsible for holding so many American families back economically. She relayed to me the frustration I've heard all too often of not being able to work and bring home a second income because she can't afford quality and reliable childcare. Stories like these go straight to my heart, and they've steeled my belief that there has to be a better way. I have 3 young children myself, and I'm grateful daily for the means to pursue 2 of my dreams, being a mother and investing in a career that fulfills me. I recognize that far too few women can say the same for themselves, and that I am more fortunate than most. This must change. As a society, we need to create policies that champion all parents, enabling the American family to thrive. My dad agrees, and he's in a very unique position to do something about this problem and the numerous other problems facing tens of millions of parents and caregivers across our country. Today, childcare is the single greatest expense for many American families, even exceeding the cost of housing in much of the country. It's depleting the hard-earned savings of men and women across our nation, and it's at the root of wage inequality by disproportionately affecting women. The federal policies that are in place to benefit families were written more than 65 years ago to serve a primarily male workforce that no longer exists. Dual-income families were not the norm in 1949 when the current tax code provisions regarding families were established. Today, however, women represent 47% of the U.S. labor force, and in almost 2/3 of married couples, both spouses work outside of the home. 70% of mothers with children at home also work in a professional capacity, and 64% of these moms have kids age 6 and under. The number of households led by single mothers has doubled in the last 30 years, and approximately 2/3 of these women work in low-wage jobs that offer neither flexibility nor benefits. My father has created a plan that is designed to bring relief and to provide working parents with options so that they can make the decisions that are in the best interests of their families. Safe, affordable, high-quality childcare should not be the luxury of a fortunate few. Historically, this has not been an area that has received nearly as much attention in the policy world as it deserves. While there are systems in place for older children, hardly any intellectual energy has been devoted to addressing the needs of families with children from birth to 4 years old. In particular, little focus has been put on determining how best to alleviate the enormous financial burdens childcare places on low-income and middle-income families. At the same time, the United States is the only industrialized nation in the world that does not provide new mothers with paid maternity leave. My father's policy will give paid leave to mothers whose employers are among the almost 90% of U.S. businesses that currently do not offer this benefit. This is a reform that is of critical value and long overdue. My father's plan also recognizes and supports the many women who may not be mothers, but who have left paying jobs to provide care for elderly dependents. This is another example of people who have been routinely ignored by federal policies. Having employed and empowered thousands of women at every level of his company throughout his entire career, my father understands the needs of the modern workforce and is offering a new and innovative solution where others have not. My father's plan also acknowledges the vital contribution of stay-at-home moms and parents, fathers and mothers, who will ensure that they too will receive these new tax benefits. Raising children full-time is one of the hardest jobs anyone can do, and it's essential that our policies recognize and honor that reality. As an employer, a mother, and a woman who works, both inside and outside the home, these are topics I consider of critical importance. The policy my father is about to outline is one that I am proud to have helped conceptualize, and ensuring its enactment will be one of my top priorities when he is elected come November. This is not a woman's issue. It's a family issue. It's an American issue. It's an issue that's often been discussed, but has yet to be solved. My father plans to change that, and now he will tell you how. It is with great admiration and respect that I introduce to you our next president and my father, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's very nice. Beautiful. Thank you very much. And I want to applaud my daughter, Ivanka, for her work and leadership on this issue. She has been working very hard. Ivanka has been deeply invested in this since long before the campaign began, I can tell you that. And I'm very grateful to her for her work, her efforts, and this proposal, which we're going to be outlining right away. I think it's going to make a lot of people very, very happy, a lot of moms very happy. I want to also take a moment to recognize Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers, the chairwoman of the House Republican Conference, and a mother of 3 small children, who's been such a leader and worked so hard with us. So, Kathy, we want to thank you very much. Also, we're joined tonight by some amazing members of Congress. In our audience, Congresswomen Blackburn, Loomis, Black, Hartzler, and Elmers. Come on up here. Just come on up here. Come on. They worked so hard on this. Come on up. Well, come on, somebody get up and say something.
Oh, there we go. Marsha.
Well, I will tell you, my name is Marsha Blackburn, and I'm from the great state of Tennessee. And I want to say thank you to all of you for the warm reception that you have given to us. And I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Trump. Focusing on the issues that affect working women is something that is vitally important to each of us standing on this stage. We come from a variety of backgrounds. We have a nurse, we have farmers, we have ranchers, we have teachers, we have small business owners and entrepreneurs. That's the skill set that we bring to Congress and the experience that we draw from. And we know that each of you are much like us. Those are the experiences that you have. We know that there are issues when it comes to child care, when it comes to dealing with the workplace. And just as Ivanka said so perfectly, this is a family issue. We know men always want more money. What do women want? more time. And we are thrilled to finally have a President of the United States who is going to put the focus on working with women to make certain that you can achieve your American dream. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much. And Mayor Giuliani, please stand up. Rudy Giuliani. The nation's mayor. Oh, he's done a good job. So our campaign is about ideas. We're about solutions to big, big problems, problems that have gone on forever. I've traveled all over the country in recent weeks offering detailed plans to make life better for you and for your family, so important to me. I've outlined detailed proposals for providing school choice, we have to do that, reforming our tax and regulatory code, lifting restrictions on American energy, rebuilding our military, changing our foreign policy, fixing our immigration, so important, and keeping our country safe. Right now, thank you. Right now, our politicians have locked our country into endless fights about small and petty things. I'm asking the nation to lift our sights and to imagine what we can accomplish if we work together, trust each other, and put the needs of our citizens first for a change. We must break our ties with the failed and bitter politics and policies of the past and pursue a future where every American is honored, and I mean really honored and respected. We have to reject the arrogance of Washington, D.C. that looks down on everyday, hardworking people, and that's what's happening. Too often, those who have power have disdain for the views, beliefs, and attitudes of those who don't have any political power. Those in leadership must put themselves in the shoes of the laid-off factory worker, the family worried about security, or the mom struggling to afford child care. Child care is such a big problem. And we're going to solve that problem. That means we need working mothers to be fairly compensated for their work and have access to affordable, quality child care for their kids. That's what we're doing. We want higher pay, better wages, and a growing economy for everyone. These solutions must update laws passed more than a half a century ago when most women were still not in the labor force. Most of them weren't even close. Today, nearly 2 in 3 mothers with young children have jobs. For many families in our country, child care is now the single largest expense. Who would think that? Even more so than housing. Yet very little meaningful policy work has been done in this area, and my opponent has no child care plan. She never will, and if it ever evolves into a plan, it'll never get done anyway. All talk, no action. Many Americans are just one crisis away from disaster. A sick kid, a lost job, a damaged home. There is no financial security in our country, especially anymore. But that will change under our pro-family profile. When you just take a look, it's pro-family, it's pro-child, it's pro-worker. These are the people we have to take care of, and this is what I'm going to be outlining tonight. Before going any further, I want everyone watching on TV, and there are a lot of people, right now, to go to donaldjtrump.com to read the full plan, great detail. The first part of my child care plan allows for every parent or family in America, including adoptive parents and foster parent guardians, to deduct their child care expenses from their income taxes. That's a first. I see the women who I just met in the front row are very happy about that. They will fully be able to deduct the average cost of child care for their state from birth through the age of 13. Because of the way the benefit is capped and structured, our plan will bring relief to working and middle-class families. The deduction also applies to elder care, capped at $5,000 deduction per year, $5,000 deduction. Importantly, our policy also supports mothers who choose to stay at home and honors and recognizes their incredible contributions to their families and to our society. Families with a stay-at-home parent will be able to fully deduct the average cost of child care from their taxes. It's a big thing. Wow. I'm hearing wow. I like to hear wow. The congresswomen like to hear wow. Makes your life a lot easier, right? For low-income individuals who have no net income tax liability, we will offer an expanded Earned Income Tax Credit, that's EITC, in the form of a child care rebate. Working parents can get an expanded EITC benefit that equals up to half of their total payroll tax, a major relief for low-income parents. Low-income parents have it tougher than anybody. This translates to as much as an extra $1,200 in EITC benefits for working families. Next. Our plan allows every parent in America to open up a dependent care savings account. Families can contribute up to $2,000 a year to these accounts, completely tax-free. She's very happy about that. Ivanka is very happy about this. Crucially, unlike the flexible spending accounts that exist today, these accounts will be available to all Americans. You won't have to depend on your employer to provide them. Immediate family and employers can, and this is like right away, can also contribute to a dependent account, each of which is designed and designated for a specific child, including an unborn child. The money that is put into these accounts can also be spent not only on child care, but also child enrichment activities. See? We'll start with that child. That will be our first child. That's cute. Additionally, the funds in these accounts do not expire at the end of the year. They don't revert to employers or to the Treasury. Instead, the funds roll over so that while only $2,000 can be contributed each year, unspent sums can accumulate and create substantial savings, tremendous savings, actually. These savings can be used by parents to help give their kids school choice and will thus contribute to the school choice reforms I outlined last week. A lot of good outlines last week on schools, and really popular, I will tell you. The funds will remain in the account until the age of 18. Whatever still remains at that time can be used to help offset the cost of higher education for your child. low-income individuals, the federal government will provide matching funds. If parents contribute $1,000, the federal government will provide a $500 match. To help low-income families reach these targets and save money, we will put a box on federal income tax forms, allowing these parents to have their earned income tax credit funds directly deposited into their dependent care savings accounts. Pretty simple. These dependent care savings accounts can also be set up to provide care for elderly dependents, of which we have many. Many, many, many. Our plan also includes much-needed regulatory reform to incentivize private sector solutions. The new funds offered by our plan will create a new market for innovative child care solutions. But to make sure these solutions are available, especially in low-income and rural communities, we must reduce regulations that favor large institutional care facilities. You know what I'm talking about. It's called special interests, got them there. We will allow the states to make the decisions that are right for them. In this era of sharing economy, we want parents to be able to access lower-cost, competitive, and innovative solutions at the click of a button, including services like nanny sharing. Our plan would also cover care provided by relatives and grandparents. Our plan includes incentives for more employers to offer on-site child care as well. We want the employers to get involved. Now they'll start getting involved big league, right? And you'll start liking your employer a lot more. That's one of the benefits. This can often be a good solution for many working parents and can save them up to 30 minutes in commute time. It's a lot. Currently, only 7% of employers provide these services, not very much. Our plan will expand tax deductions for employers, allow companies to pool resources to provide shared, and this is, I think, so important, provide shared child care services, and remove needless requirements that have prevented employers from using the credit. The requirements are so onerous that they never get to use it, even though in many cases they would like to. Finally, our plan offers a crucial safety net for working mothers whose employers do not provide paid maternity leave. This solution will receive strong bipartisan support. Do you agree with that? Do you think? When you go to the other side, they'll be okay? I'm hearing they will be. We'll get them to be okay, right? And we'll be completely self-financing. I think you will. You'll have bipartisan support. By recapturing fraud and improper payments in the unemployment insurance program, we can provide 6 weeks of paid maternity leave to any mother with a newborn child whose employer does not provide the benefit. This maternity leave will be paid straight out of the unemployment insurance fund. And again, the safety net will be completely paid for through savings within the program. There are more reforms and solutions in our child care plan, and you can review them all on the website. On Thursday, I will outline my full economic plan, which is completely paid for through economic growth and proposed federal budget savings. It's going to be something special like this country hasn't seen in many, many decades. Together, our tax, trade, regulatory, and energy policies will add trillions and trillions of dollars in new deficit-lowering growth. These are the kinds of solutions I want to bring to the White House as your president. It's time to free ourselves from the baskets that politicians try to put us into and always have put us into, and instead to work together. And I think you know what I mean. That includes Democrats, Republicans, and all Americans. I think you know. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. Well, my opponent slanders you as deplorable and irredeemable. I call you hard-working American patriots who love your country, love your families, and want a better future for all Americans. Thank you. Thank you. It's time to end the rule of special interests and to begin the rule of the American people. That's what it's all about. It's going to be a big change. It's time to stop fighting over the smallest words and to start dreaming about the great adventures that lie ahead for our incredible country. It's time to start believing in America again. Together, I promise you, together, we will make our country strong again. We will make our country prosperous again. We will make our country great again, greater than ever before. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And Ivanka, thank you. Congresswomen, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Right Side Broadcasting tonight for Donald Trump's speech in Aston, PA on child care. I want to remind everybody to tune in tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m., I believe, Eastern Time for the Trump rally in Canton, Ohio. We really appreciate all the support out there. You guys are so great. You know, with the support, we could not do this without you. There's Trump with a baby. That's great. We have made a commitment to you to be at most or all of these events with our cameras so that we can document this movement, show the crowds, and that's just what we'll be doing. Next week, we plan on being at every single Trump event. We'll also be in Laconia, New Hampshire on, Thursday, and Miami on Friday of this week. We'll show you the big crowds. Please donate, rsbn.tv/donate. We really need your help. Traveling is very expensive. We don't have any outside donors. We got to all come together and do this. I promise you that every cent will go towards these, the costs associated with traveling. It is such an honor to do this. I can't say it enough. I won't go on tonight, but I just want to personally thank each and every one of you guys. I owe you one. And we got 2 months to go, so we're in the home stretch here, and we're going to be out on the trail and just trying to keep up with Mr. Trump. So thanks, guys. Have a good night. I'm going to sign off now. See you tomorrow night. Oh, and don't forget, we have the Wayne Dupree Show coming up in about 40 minutes here. If you want to tune in, you can go to rsbn.tv, the website, and you can also just go to our YouTube channel here, and you'll see the link to the Wayne Dupree Show, which will begin here in about 40 minutes, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks again.